Hello and welcome to reading vlog number 16. I'm gonna start the vlog here because I just recorded my video for Wednesday. Hopefully I can get it up by then. I recorded nearly an hour of footage and yeah, I have to edit that down somewhere to like a feasible length. We will see how I will do that, but yeah, I kind of talked and talked, so yeah, we'll see about that. I didn't start the vlog yesterday simply because, I don't know. Yeah, good answer. No, but I kind of chilled mostly yesterday. I didn't read that much, and because I went back to work today, I just kind of wanted to enjoy a complete day off yesterday. So yeah, I didn't film anything, but I did do some reading. I'm now at the halfway point in Dr. Sleep. I really enjoy the book. It hurts already. It's the same thing I always have with Stephen King books, especially the horror books. I really feel for the characters, and our girl is getting into a little bit of danger, and I'm dreading something bad happening in the book. So yeah, I still have 250 pages in front of me for this book, which I do really hope to finish in the next few days, but we will see. With being back at work now finally, reading will slow down again. And then I also read a complete book yesterday, which was so incredibly disappointing. I was in the mood to read something on my tablet in bed, so I went to my library and searched for true crime books. I was in the mood for a true crime book, and I found a book that is called LAPD 53. I'm gonna put the cover here so you can see what I mean. And the author is called James Ellroy, and it is a book about crime scene photos from the LAPD from the year 1953. And the book supposedly tells you a story about those photos. And the book does in kind of a way, but I gave it 1 star. I disliked this book so much. The author, James Ellroy, was 67 when he wrote this book, and it is in the LAPD museum wanted the book to be made. But he talks as if he's 19, and as if he wants to be the cool guy at school, who just kind of sounds really dumb when he talks, because he talks so weird, because he wants to be cool. And let's just say he really has a case of back then everything was better and now everything is bad. The book was written, I think, somewhere around the 2000s. Oh well, it was published in 2015, so that isn't that long ago. And yeah, he is a lot of like, oh, back then everything was better, the cops could be more kick-ass, and oh well, there was somebody who killed someone but he didn't really get a sentence, and how nice was that, and now he would get like such a lengthy sentence, and it's so weird. I don't know, he tries to be so cool, and he tries to make back then sound so cool, and all I get out of it is, yeah, back then there was a lot more violence, but everything was better with the more violence, and not as good sentences as now, because we could be kick-ass back then. What? It's so weird. I couldn't really get through it. I did get through it. I skimmed a lot of the text, but I finished it. I won't pick up anything else from him. It was horrendous. It sounded so bad. I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me, but yeah, it sounded so forced and bad. I really didn't enjoy it. And then having to picture this like old guy talking like that. It was so surreal that, yeah, I didn't enjoy anything from that. So yeah, but I finished work for today, and I finished recording my video. I probably won't edit it today, but tomorrow, and hopefully I will finish that tomorrow. So I have some time to read now. But I also need to do a little bit of cleanup. I want to film my bookshelf tour, but I need to reorganize it a little bit because it has gotten really disorganized with doing booktube. Because pulling books out of the shelves, putting them back in, I don't always do it directly and as I should, so they are nicely in there. So yeah, I need to do a little bit of reorganization before I can show my shelves on the internet in detail. So I do want to do that, or start that today at least. And I did start an audiobook, I think on Saturday. I did start a new Agatha Christie because even though I don't love her books, they are easy to listen to whilst I do stuff, so I pick them up a lot of the time from my library. I don't have to pay for that. You know, I pay $10 a year. It isn't a lot of money, so I don't mind to listening to something I don't love, but tolerate, you know? So the book is called The Clocks that I'm listening to right now. It is a Poirot case where somebody died in a room whilst nobody was there technically, and there were 4 clocks, and they vanish between the people finding, between the housekeeper finding the dead girl and the police coming. They vanish in that time. And so yeah, that is pretty much the mystery. What happened and why the clocks. So I will continue to listen to that today whilst I clean up. But before I do that, I really want to read 50 pages from Dr. Sleep so that I can read another 100 tomorrow and finish it by Wednesday then. That is the plan. We'll see how I do. But yeah, so I will now read my 50 pages and then I will do a little bit of cleaning. And yeah, I might check in with you later on, tell you how I'm going with this one, and maybe show you a little bit of my reorganization. I will do that now. Also, I'm wearing color today. This is my partner's shirt, but it's so comfy that I borrowed it out of his closet without him knowing, so but yeah, I love the shirt, so I had to put it on today because I wanted something really cozy. And yeah, I will see you later.
She looked at him doubtfully, with slight annoyance. She was, he thought, about 45, something faintly gypsyish about her appearance. What is it? I should be glad if you could spare me a moment or two. Well, what about it? I'm really rather busy just now. Worse for her experience. It must have been a great shock to any girl. Yes, indeed, said Mrs. Lawton. Sheila came back in a terrible state, but she was all right by this morning, and she's gone back to work again. Oh, yes, I know that, said the inspector. But I was told she was out doing work for a client somewhere, and I didn't want to interrupt anything about coming, so I thought it would be better if I came round here and talked to her in her own home. But she's not back yet, is that it? She'll probably be rather late this evening, said Mrs. Lawton. She's working for a Professor Birdie, and from what Sheila says, he's a man with no idea of time at all. Always says this won't take more than another 10 minutes. So I think we... Yes, she's an orphan. Her parents are dead. Long ago? But they died when she was a child. It was something like the fights, just perceptible in her tone. Was she your sister's child or your brother's? My sister's. Oh, yes. And what was Mr. Webb's profession? Mrs. Lawton paused a moment before answering. She was biting her lips. And then she said, I don't know.
Hi. So, I didn't check in with you yesterday. That has a few reasons, but mostly I just didn't have time yesterday. I worked for 10 hours or so, and then editing my video that is going up today took the complete afternoon. It took me so long to edit that video, primarily because I don't think I've ever had so much footage, and I wanted, I don't know, I was really rambling a bit because I didn't make myself some points I wanted to talk about. But yeah, once I start talking, seems like I talk too much. But yeah, that is up. Well, it goes up this evening, but once you see the vlog, it will be already out. I am happy with the video. I don't know what you would think about it, to be honest, but I'm putting it out there. I don't know, sometimes I just want to say my opinion, and it is an opinion video. And so yeah, due to being kind of working all day, yesterday I didn't read anything, so yeah. But I did read a little bit more on Monday. I am halfway through my audiobook. It is a Hercule Poirot book, but I'm now halfway through and he just started appearing in the book, which I think is quite interesting. Also, it's like really small town murder. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's fine. It's pretty much like all other Agatha Christie books in my opinion, so yeah, it's a fine book, which I will finish, but probably not remember in 2 weeks from now. So yeah. Then let's talk quickly about Stephen King. Dr. Sleep, I'm, well, on page 313, so I have 180 pages roughly left. I will finish this book today. That is what I'm going to do once I finish filming this update. I desperately want to finish it today just because I didn't get to read yesterday, so that should be doable. I'm done with work now, so I should be able to finish this today. And then hopefully continue with my bookshelves, but we'll see how much time I have. And then the other thing is, I was at the doctor today for my wrist. Turns out it is something totally different than we thought. And now I have to do some blood work on Friday because, yeah, it might be a chronic illness that I didn't know I have, but that runs in my family. So we'll have to find that out, and I have some new medication which will hopefully help against the pain. And I'm still wearing my brace just because it helps keep the pain away, because I can't like move my wrist too much. So I'm still wearing that to like minimize the pain, because I can't take the pain medication until tomorrow because I have to take some special stomach medication to be able to take the pain medication, which is like a whole thing in itself. But yeah, I might have gained a chronic illness on the way, which yeah, kind of sucks, but yeah, that bumped me out a little bit this morning, so ruined the day a little bit. But yeah, I will now read Dr. Sleep, and then I will check back in with you, and yeah. Hopefully the rest of the book is good. I'm enjoying it so far. So, I just finished Dr. Sleep and oh my god. It is so good. So good. The ending, to die for. Absolutely. I don't know why I took so long to pick that book up and read it. It is so good. I'm sorry, but it just is. It is, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I think it is the perfect sequel for The Shining. I absolutely love what Stephen King did with Danny, the child from the first. Him becoming an alcoholic just like his father, but then fighting to not be his father. I think that was so good, and yeah, just the whole story, I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I'm so happy that I finished it. You know, when a book just makes you feel happy, even though it is kind of a scary book. I don't think it's as scary as The Shining, but the second time around never is, so no problems with that. It's just, I don't know, I think it just makes me happy. Just like, let's say it like it is, you know, it makes me happy, and I'm just so happy I've read it, and it made my day a lot better. And yeah, I just love it. Okay, this is a bit more comfy. Took me took me roughly 2 hours to finish those 200 pages, which like is fine. Perfect. That is one book that I could definitely see myself rereading which I don't have often with Stephen King books, because I think mostly the most impact is the first time around. But this one actually I think I would go back and reread, which is fantastic. And yeah, I'm so happy I finished it. Yeah, I will tell you tomorrow what I pick up next. I might listen to a little bit of my audiobook later tonight, I will see. Depends on my mood, you know, but I do need to continue my shelves, so I either do it today or tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I now have to recharge the battery because it is blinking. And yeah, I hope your reading is going as great as my reading is at the moment. This is one for the good books. Good morning. I wanted to check in with you yesterday, but I totally forgot that I had a Skype date with my best friend, and so I didn't have the time to check in with you. Yeah, we had a lot to talk about, and so that took way longer. We were like Skyping for like 2.5 hours or something like that, so yeah, I didn't get to check in with you, but I started a new book and I'm halfway through. This is A Scanner Darkly by Philip K. Dick. It is a sci-fi, but it's more like a dystopian thingy. There isn't really that much sci-fi here. But yeah, pretty much we have a detective who works undercover for the drug, for like drug crimes. And he's pretty much slowly losing himself, let's say it like that, because he has to struggle two lives pretty much. One as like a drug user to kind of work his way up the drug chain to bust the bigger people pretty much. But at the same time he's also a cop, so he has to check in, and they have this really weird thing, I don't know why, where the other undercover people, or the other people in his field of work, they don't know how he looks. They have these suits that pretty much scramble your appearance with other people, so they can't really see how you look. And so the people he works for don't really know how he looks. And they are also undercover, and now they want him to surveil himself because they don't know who he is. Undercover with it's a really weird concept. I don't know why it is that way. But yeah, and also he has to mimic being a drug user, which leads to him being a drug user, and the drug, which is called D, substance D, or substance death, seems to like slowly but surely make him go a little bit weird. So yeah, it is really interesting, though I don't know if I like it or not. It is really hard to read, I feel like, because drugs do destroy a lot of lives, and that is pretty much what this book is about, so yeah. But I do find it interesting. As with all Philip K. Dick's books, even if I don't love the story, I always think they're really, really interesting concepts. And so yeah, this isn't in any way different. And then also I nearly finished with rearranging my bookshelves, so I'm gonna show you like a rough overview. As you can see, they're looking a little bit fuller now, but I kind of like how I arranged them now. Yeah, sorry, I can't seem to get the camera to focus on the books, but yeah, that is roughly how it's looking. And also I put my the cartons in which the book boxes, well, the book sets came, I put them up there, and also the like really old German books up there, because I think it looks quite nice. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I need to finish that up and stuff, but yeah, I'm really happy how it's looking. And so yeah, I'm gonna have to rearrange the rest still a little bit and get rid of the keyboard because it's in the way and stuff like that. But yeah, now I'm gonna go get my blood drawn. And yeah, then I have to wait another hour till I can eat, which I hate that. I'm always hungry when I wake up, and now I probably can't eat something till midday, which sucks. I'm not good with being hungry. But yeah, I thought I'd do you a quick check-in. I don't know how much more I will read of this today, because I feel like this is one that needs to like set in. So I might just continue tomorrow and not today. But yeah, I will see, and I will either check with you today or tomorrow, whenever I've read more of this. And yeah, I will see you then. What a day yesterday was. I didn't check in with you, even though I did finish a book yesterday. I'm not doing well on the medication that I've got again. And yeah, I feel like death. But I did get myself together and just finished my video for next Wednesday, so that I have that already filmed whilst the medication hasn't kicked in yet. So yeah, I did that really quickly this morning. But let me tell you about the books I finished. Yesterday I finished the audiobook. Let me look up what it's called. So I finished The Clocks by Agatha Christie yesterday. I'm gonna put the cover here. I gave it 3 stars, to be honest. I think they're getting 3 stars more out of like, I can't really differentiate between any of them, so they're all getting 3 stars, which I thought was really weird in this one. The Clocks is an Hercule Poirot book, but he doesn't really do anything. Like the detective that has the case goes to him and asks him about the solution, and he has never seen any of the scenes or anything. The detective just tells Poirot his evidence, and then Poirot's like, yeah, obviously, this one wasn't. What? He wasn't even there. He has seen nothing of the evidence. And yeah, it was really, really weird, but to be honest, I think Poirot is really annoying. So it was better for Poirot only being in the end. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I personally don't think I would ever give it something else by Agatha Christie, just because I really think her books are quite mediocre. I am just not impressed by them. But they're easy to get, and if I don't know what to listen to, they're always good and available for me through my library, so that is why I continue to read them. The second book that I want to talk a little bit more about is Scanner Darkly. I finished that today. I'm happy that I didn't rush through it yesterday, because it is the story of, like, I think I told you, but you have the cop, and he starts to get addicted because he's an undercover drugs cop, and he starts to get addicted to like infiltrate everything, and in the end he gets into an institution, and the book has a really weird kind of ending, but I do understand it, and I really think the book is quite impactful when it comes to like drug stuff. It is hard to read, to be honest. I do know a few people who struggle with drug addiction, and I think it's a really, really hard thing. And yeah, to have it packed into like a book that just like shows it to you. There isn't any solution here. There isn't any like, oh, a good ending, you know. It takes a mirror and shows you like, this is reality about drugs in like a roughly sci-fi setting. And I think that is really, really impactful, I have to be honest. I know this book will probably split people because it doesn't give you any solutions, you know. It doesn't really have a satisfying ending and all of that. But I think that makes sense. And what I've found to be really, really hard to read this morning was his author's note at the end of the book. Because what I didn't know was that Philip K. Dick also was a drug addict in his time. And pretty much he bases this all on personal experience, which I think you can really tell when you read it. And yeah, he dedicates the book to a lot of people who aren't alive anymore because of drugs. It's really hard to read, to be honest. And yeah, he also just tells you that this book isn't supposed to tell you any moral. It's just a book about, yeah, you technically choose if you want to take the drug or not, but whether or not you choose to, you have to live with the consequences, and the consequences don't care for you. and I found that to be incredibly impactful. Here the drug is substance D, but it makes me incredibly emotional, this book. I have to say. I have some people in my nearer field who have struggled with like drugs or alcohol, different other drugs, and I'm relatively liberal with drugs. Yeah, I would be careful with drugs that make you physically dependent on them, which is what the drug in this book does, and it's really hard, to be honest. I think especially if you have people in your life that also struggle with drug abuse. And this really is a mirror when it comes to that, you know? Yeah, at some point the person chooses to do things, but the consequences don't care why you chose to take the drugs. They don't care what you are, if you have a family, what standing in society you have, you know? It's just they're indiscriminatory drugs, and it really wreaks havoc on you. And also a little bit of corrupt police in here, which like, yeah, it's a realistic book, you know, even though it is kind of a sci-fi book. But yeah, so I was happy to finish that one this morning. I'm really happy that I gave it a second try. The first time around I struggled with the beginning. I still struggled with kind of reading it because it reminded me of a lot of conversations I've had with people in my life that struggle with substance abuse, or struggled with substance abuse. And yeah, the conversations are hard to read because they often don't make a lot of sense, because the people aren't sober. And yeah, so if you can stomach it, I would recommend you to pick A Scanner Darkly Up. I think it's kind of important to read, you know. So yeah, that was my morning. I will now finish the vlog up here. Tomorrow I will pick up The Way of Kings Part 2, because I definitely need something totally different from that now, and I want to finish that one this month still. So yeah, I will pick that one up, and I will have to do quite a bit of like cleanup and stuff, but I'm pretty sure that once midday comes around I'm not gonna be able to do anything. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the vlog up here in the morning, because I still have the energy for it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. A bit of a mixed week. But yeah, I'm really happy with my reading this week, and this year at this point has like a good reading quote for me, which I'm really happy about. And yeah, I will see you in the next vlog next Sunday, or maybe on Wednesdays for my Wednesdays video, which is gonna be about my journey with horror books and what I've read so far and what I would recommend for beginners. So if you want to watch that, that is gonna be out next Wednesday. So yeah, maybe subscribe so you can watch out for it. And yeah, if you like this vlog, please leave a like, maybe comment on what I've read, if you've read it as well, what you think about the books I've read this week. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye!